Yeah. It's Thursday, April 6th, 2023. I love Thursdays. I always used to like them because there was a day before Friday. And then I just started loving Thursdays just like other days, right? Yeah, some of us have to work Monday through Friday. Others of us have to choose to work at different hours or all throughout the week. But whatever it is, today's Thursday. We're all here together. We're going to rock it out. We're going to have a good time. Let's throw on a little bit of music. Hey, Matt, thanks for joining us, my friend. Hope to see you out tonight. Let's get a little bit of music in there. Yeah. Coming at you live, Arlington Heights, Illinois. Thursday morning. Yeah.
Get down.
We're living beyond default. Some cool stuff lined up today, my friends. Got my bulletproof coffee, of course. There's Sabrina. Good to see you, Sabrina. Hey, and Sabrina has a video interview that she did with me. Sabrina, throw the link in the chat if you have it handy. Super cool that I got to be a part of that. Thank you. Sabrina's been on the show. Are you a recovering introvert? Or are you a recovered introvert? The introvert never comes out of you, right? Just like the extrovert never comes out of me. I think we're both recovering. Well, as springtime is coming upon us, everybody in the Chicagoland area is super excited because our winters are long. And when summer comes, or even there's like a little hint of summer, we are just out of control here. We're out of control with festivals. We're out of control with parties. We're out of control with wearing as little clothes as possible, which is always fun. Spring and summer in Chicago, there's nothing better than that. So Sabrina, yes, you are a recovering introvert. Okay. Matthew, maybe you're an introvert. You're certainly awesome when you're out at events, though, too. And it's all about stretching ourselves past our comfort zones. That's what it's all about, which is what we like to do here on the show. We like to stretch ourselves beyond our comfort zones. So we will keep doing that here. And that's actually part of our show today, which is exciting. John Doherty says al fresco dining. Yeah. If you are familiar with the downtown Arlington Heights area, we have what's called al fresco, which the streets get blocked off, which is super cool. And then it just becomes a big festival for like 4 months in downtown Arlington. And it's super cool. We love it. They started doing that, or we started doing that right when COVID dropped. And it's been that way ever since. So thanks for reminding me, John. I'm super excited about that. Sabrina, thanks for sharing. Harrison Painter, good morning. I love that name, Harrison Painter. It has such a good flow to it. There's so much that you could do with that name with respect to branding and marketing. But Harrison is a total baller. He's a good guy all around. And I highly, highly suggest that you connect with him. So check him out, Harrison Painter. He's a good dude. And he knows all about creating abundance. I don't know why I keep looking down at the microphone instead of looking up here. I apologize, my friends. All right. Turn this down a little bit here. And as always, we will start off with a reading from the Tao Te Ching. Yeah, this is the book. This is it. This is what it's all about. Appreciate you too, Harrison. Thanks for showing up, man. All right. When taxes are too high, people go hungry. When the government is too intrusive, people lose their spirit. Act for the people's benefit. Trust them. Leave them alone. Pretty timely, I must say. And on that note, welcome to this episode of Live Beyond Default LiveStream. It's episode number 48. We're coming up on 50. My name is Dave. I'm your host. I'm a realtor. I'm a keynote speaker. I'm a coach. And I'm an advocate of Team Human. Thank you for joining us today. And as always, you'll love the collaboration, the leadership takeaways, and the fun with purpose that you get from the Live Beyond Default LiveStream. All right. And if your week has not been epic so far, I ask you, why not? Where do we all want to take responsibility for our week and level up our business, level up our personal relationships, level up the camaraderie and the love that we have with our kids and with our wives or with our husbands? How are we showing up? So if your week's not been epic so far, take responsibility. Let's start now and let's level up for the rest of the week. I know that I've been sick for a couple of weeks and I was in California. So of course I was in my head a lot. In my head a lot with being sick and not seeing a lot of people, but just self-reflecting a lot. And yeah, there's that negative self-talk, right? And I like to remind us all that we are not our thoughts. And really, our thoughts are not us. They're coming from the subconscious mind. They're coming from what's been put into us. And that's super important to remember, that our thoughts are not ours. Most of them, like 95% of them, are coming from the subconscious mind. So keep that in mind. Marcello, what's up, brother? From Atlanta, Georgia. Love it. Thank you so much. Good morning, LinkedIn user. That's got to be Brandon or that's got to be Michelle because the name doesn't pop up. But you're here, and I appreciate that. So today, we're going to start off the show a little bit differently. We're going to start off with gratitude. And I know that we're always grateful, and we speak about gratitude a lot here. But today, I'm challenging you all to either write down or throw it in the chat right now 3 things that you are grateful for. 3 things that you are grateful for. It could be who, it could be what, it could be why. Let's throw them in the chat. I'm going to throw something in the chat right now. I am grateful for my body to fight off sickness. I am grateful for my body to fight off sickness because I've been sick these last couple weeks and a lot of shifts have been happening. Well, my body's working well. It's doing its job. It's doing what it's supposed to do. And I don't have to take drugs to have it do that. Now, I'm not a doctor, not telling you to not go to the doctor. I'm just saying, for me, it works. So what are we all grateful for? Marcello, yes, hashtag gratitude. Jennifer, Christine, oh, good to see you, Jennifer. Sunshine, a comfortable home, and my family. Love that. Love that. That puts a smile on my face. Marcello says family, health, and my friends. Yeah, that's a good one too. Love that. Sabrina says sunshine, springtime blooms, and my health and happiness. So sunshine has come up a couple times with Jennifer and Sabrina. One thing that's super cool about sunshine is As Andrew Huberman points out, if you don't know who that is, check out Andrew Huberman, Google his name. Talks a lot about getting sunshine on your naked eye without sunglasses in the morning when the sun is rising and the sun is low, and it resets your circadian rhythm, and it gives you that dopamine. It gives you a more even level of dopamine throughout the day. Dave Asprey used to talk about that a lot. So yeah, sunshine. We're getting a lot more of that in Chicago right now. Harrison says, this live stream, the coffee I'm drinking, and having another day on this earth. Man, having another day on this earth. Think about that. Think about that, Sabrina, Marcello, Matt, Jennifer, and anyone that's watching this replay. It's almost like we were given this gift of life by whomever, by her, by him, by the universe, by intelligence, whatever you believe in. We're all good with it, right? We're not canceling anybody. What I think, though, this is just my belief, is that because we were given another day on this earth, we owe it back. It's almost like rent. We owe it back to Earth, to the world, to the universe, to Team Human, to be our best. That's like our rent for life every single day. And when you think about it, that's a pretty cheap price to pay for the life that we have. I love starting a day like this. So thank you for that, Harrison. John says, my wife, my kids, people like Dave and Harrison who give so much. Thanks, John. That means a lot that you said that. Appreciate you. Matthew says, my family, my business, and being alive. Yeah, think of the businesses that we have. And sometimes our businesses are up. Sometimes our businesses are down. Sometimes we're working for somebody that maybe we don't want to be, but we could still do the best that we can. We could still grow and learn from it and have it be an apprenticeship. No matter if you're 20, 30, 40, or 50, or whatever age you are, could always be learning. So I like that you said that, Matthew. My business. If you're just joining us, we are on episode number 48 of Live Beyond Default LiveStream. You might be watching at home. You might have a tab on in the background so your boss doesn't hear that you're listening to the show. Or maybe you're listening in the car while you're driving. Maybe you're on the treadmill. Maybe you're pumping some weights, right? You're blasting those pecs and doing some squats and blowing up those quads, right, for the summer. Whatever you're doing, I appreciate you being here. We all appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. So we started off with gratitude. Who, what, and why? What are we grateful for? Thank you for throwing those in the chat. Sabrina says plants are medicine, perfect for healing from the inside out. Yes, I've been doing shots from Pure Juice Cafe. I've been doing these immunity shots. I've been having lots of turmeric and carrots and vitamin C, lots of greens, lots of unpasteurized, not from concentrate, grapefruit juice. So I've been really filling my body up with goodness. Jennifer says Huberman is cool. I've heard him talk about that. Yeah, Andrew Huberman is like a super badass from Stanford University. And he talks a lot about dopamine. He talks a lot about biology. He talks a lot about your circadian rhythm and sleep, right? He talks a lot about what you put in your brain, which is what we're going to be talking about today. So I highly, highly suggest checking out Andrew Huberman. Good to join you here, Chris. Thanks for showing up. Episode 50. Yes, we might be having a super good time on episode 50, Matthew. I am planning something. Nate Rubin just jumped on and he heard blast pecs and quads. Let's go. Yeah, love it. All right. So now that we started on that level of gratitude and we're already leveling up, right? Like we're already living beyond default. We're taking responsibility for how we feel, and we're going to show up awesome the rest of the day for everybody that we encounter, even if we don't get along with them, right? It's okay. We're not going to get along with everybody. So think about this. What's been significant in the last couple of weeks in your life, and tie that into what would the best day ever look like? Was there something significant in the last couple of weeks that happened? Now, a lot of times when I look back on life, which is not all the time, but when I reflect for the last week or two, I realize that I don't remember a lot of things. And it's not because I'm smoking pot. It's not because I'm eating mushrooms. It's not because I'm drinking. It's not because I'm watching TV for hours. It's not because of anything except for the fact that I'm living the same life almost every single day. And really think about that. Like when you look back the last 2 or 3 weeks, Nate or Matt or Sabrina or John or whoever's on now, Harrison, Jennifer, Chris, has anything stuck out in the last couple weeks? And I'm sure there's one or two things, right? When we really reflect on that, like what has really happened that has stuck out? And if it hasn't been a lot, then that's where I say, what would the best day for you look like? What would the best day ever look like? Would it be waking up and sharing coffee and sunshine with your significant other? Maybe it would be going for a walk or going for a run. Maybe it would be working on a new project in your business. I know Nate jumped from owning a business to selling it, and he's consulting and sharing with people how to place their wealth for their long-term goals and what to do, and giving them advice and providing some badass leadership. Like Nate's given me amazing leadership because he's a visionary. He knows what's up. Yeah, seeing you 3 days in a row this week. Thanks, brother. Yeah. So, what would the best day ever look like? And I'm leading up to our topic here. You could see, right? I'm planting seeds. I'm using language patterns. I'm giving out modalities here, right? So, when we're looking at what's going on in life, we have on the right hand where we want to go. And on the left hand, we have what we don't really want, or maybe where we've been and where we're moving away from. And it's always important to keep our eyes on where we're going. Now, this is my right hand, but that might be the left side of your screen. So if it is, this is your right side. So remember, take a look to your right side, and that's where you want to go. That's what your next steps are. And that's where we lead into our topic today, is to be your future self now. And the reason why I'm going over this topic today is for because I talk about it all the time, right? But Patrick Pinata gave me for my birthday a gift. And the gift is Be Your Future Self Now by Dr. Benjamin Hardy. I've never read a book by this guy before, but he gave me this book because I regularly talk about borrow from your future self, being, acting, and thinking like who you want to become right now. And the idea is that psychology for so many years has been, psychology has told us that our past creates our present and what our future is. And I like to think and flip that around. And it also talks about that in this book, that really your future is what shapes where you are now. And right now shapes how you view your past. So it kind of flips the whole thing over on its back. So we're not living from the past, and we're not letting that dictate how we feel today or where we're going. We're actually connecting with our future self, and that's creating our present moment, and therefore creating our story for what the past is. Because we can all wallow in shit that we did and we didn't do right in the past. I've done it plenty of times. In fact, one of my mantras is to release self-judgment and let go of my past. More so, embrace it and not run away from some of the things that I did in my life or I didn't do. So the idea is borrow from your future self. Be your future self now. What do we all want to step into in 2023? 1 year from now, when we're all together celebrating and we're having a steak dinner or vegetables if you're a vegan, whatever it is. If we're all celebrating 1 year from now, think about it. what will you be celebrating? What will you have accomplished? What identity would you have stepped into over this last year? That's where I challenge myself and I challenge everybody to think about it. So, as we began with gratitude and 3 reasons why we're grateful, and then we jumped into what's something significant that has happened in the last couple weeks and what would the best day ever look like. Now we're building up to borrowing from our future self, getting that vision, connecting with that vision of who we're going to be 1 month, 6 months, and 1 year from now. If anybody has a big idea that they think they're going to step into over the next year, share it briefly with us in the chat. And if not, that's okay. Write it down, think about it, and start taking action. I'm excited about building my real estate business. I'm excited about becoming a $10 million producer. I'm excited about more investment properties and more in that realm of the real estate world, which I'm loving and enjoying. I'm excited about growing my speaking business and doing more keynotes like I did with Break the Mold. I'm excited about coaching people and leading people to become their better selves. Not that they need to be fixed or anybody needs to be fixed, but sharing what I've done in my life and how I've grown and what might or might not work for you. So those are the areas that I'm working on. I highly encourage, throw it out there, because when you throw things out there, somehow our minds and our brains will actually go for it. And there's a reason why that. So if you're just joining us right now, it's episode number 48 of the Live Beyond Default live stream. My name is Dave. You might be driving around. You might just be cleaning the house or doing dishes. And whatever you're doing, I thank you for being here. And of course, share. Hit the like button on YouTube. Share this podcast, this live stream, whatever you want to call it. Share it with your family and your friends or someone that you think will gain value from it. So Chris said, this week, waking up and writing again. Still mobile. Even if I do need a walker, rest of the family is healthy. My spine surgery has been authorized. That's a good step, Chris. Spine surgery authorized. I love it. Thanks for sharing that. And thanks for being vulnerable and opening up too. We appreciate that. Planning to continue writing, painting, moving, breathing, taking care of my body, mind, and spirit. Love that, Chris. Thank you for dropping in and sharing. Chris comes on the show a lot, and I super appreciate you. Okay. So how are we stepping into that new identity? How are we borrowing from our future self? How are we being our future self now? And here's where I challenge everybody, just like I challenge myself. Do we have the guts to risk the life we are living for the one we are capable of? Tweet that, social media, Sarah. Think about it. Are you willing to risk the good life that you have right now for the one that you're capable of? Are you willing to take that risk like a pendulum swinging? The risks, the failures, the hard times to boom, go the other way and gain something and grow and stretch. Are you willing to do that? A lot of us aren't. There's a lot of times where I'm not willing to do it. Hell, I still love the fact that I had the guts to actually leave my corporate job where I was making more money than ever and start over and get into real estate. Like, that was a big step for me. And it took a while. It wasn't something I just came up with and all of a sudden did. And what it did take, though, is being surrounded with the right people, which we talk about a lot. So Matt says to focus planning by setting attainable goals. Yes, attainable goals. Super, super important. And again, I'll ask, do you have the guts? Do we have the guts to risk this awesome life that we're living for the one that we're capable of? That's a tough one. So I want to share something here that I think is super important too, because we talk about who we surround ourselves with. And Jim Rohn says, of course, we are the combination of the 5 people we spend the most time with. Jim Rohn is a super OG badass. Love that guy. So think about this. The Pygmalion effect. Write that one down. Pygmalion effect, PYG. Our performance and results are often based on the expectations of those around us. So what people expect from us that we surround ourselves with is often where we're going to end up. And that's so important with who you surround yourselves with. That's why I surround myself with certain people in mastermind groups or in businesses or certain networking groups or people that I go out and have fun with or that I meet up with. Like, there's a reason behind that. I'm not trying to take anything from them. Trying to grow together with them. And that performance and the results really is what a lot of people think around us. If people are thinking, oh, you can't do that. Oh, no. Well, how do you think that you're going to end up? You're going to end up the same way. And you'll fail a lot of times. And it's not that you failed. It's that you didn't grow to what you're capable of. It's that you didn't get to share your gifts with the world, no matter what place you're in. Doesn't matter how much money you have. Doesn't matter where you grew up. Sure, those have factors, but it's not going to lead you to your next spot. And that took me a while to learn too. It takes everybody a while. It's not easy stuff. That's why most people don't do it. So remember, it's who we surround ourselves with that's super, super important. And then there's another one here that's important too. It's the mere exposure effect. Is we usually prefer things not because of internal reasons, but simply because we are exposed to these things on a repeated basis. So think about that. That basically says that a lot of what we want or what we think we want is not coming from within. It's coming from so much of what we've been exposed to a certain type of significant other, a certain amount of money, a certain house, a certain body, a certain way that you talk, certain way that you act. A lot of times we want that, not really because we want it. It's because we just keep getting exposed to it. And that's another good point is, what is the input? What are you exposing yourself to? Hey, this live stream's not for everybody, right? My opinion is we get on here, we challenge each other, we grow with love, we create abundance. And I'm really here. I'm getting better for you. I'm not getting better than you. And I say that all the time. I think we threw up a quote this week on Instagram and of course LinkedIn that I'm really getting better for everybody. It's not just for myself. Sure, I like getting better for myself. The fun of it though is getting better for everybody so we can all grow together. So we can all rise up and get better and be our better selves, right? And be our future selves now. That's the fun part about me when I get up at 5 a.m. and do a morning practice and do that stuff. Do I really want to get up at 5 a.m.? Not really. Who does, right? It's kind of funny. But yeah, it's what it's all about. So remember, it's who you surround yourself with, and it's what you're putting inside yourself. It's what you're watching. It's what you're reading. It's what you're listening to. That's going to have an effect on you. Advertisements, social media. How many times do we go over this, right? News, peers. I mean, we talk about these things all the time. And even now, more than ever, right? Has anyone jammed on ChatGPT lately? I've been jamming on it for months. I know Alan Stern's been jamming on it. Yeah, like the world is changing. We're in a whole new, like the next 5 to 10 years, we're not going to even recognize things when 2030 comes. Not even recognize what's going on. And What we can recognize, though, we can control what we put in our bodies and our minds and our souls. We can control what we do and who we surround ourselves with. Jennifer, thanks for joining us again. Super cool. We'll see you again soon, okay? And it does matter what we consume. And those are the things that we can control. We can control how often we're going on our phone to scroll and to derp and to watch other people's lives versus paying attention to our lives. Yeah, it's super cool. So think about that. How are we going to create the best day ever? How are we going to be our future self now? Think about it. That's the important takeaway from today. I'm working on it. I'm busting my ass on it. It's not easy. I'm doing the best I can. We are all doing the best we can with what we have at this time. Always. And on that note, I want to thank you for joining us for episode number 48 of Live Beyond Default LiveStream. My name is Dave. I had fun with purpose. And I'm super grateful that you all showed up and invested a half hour with me. That really, really means a lot. We all have 168 hours in the week. If you show up for 30 minutes, means a lot. So if you gain some value from this, share it, throw something in the comments, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know how it all goes. I'm going to throw some music here on the outro. Nate, make it a great day. Matt, make it a great day. Thanks again, Jennifer, Harrison, Sabrina, all your comments. Chris, you're doing great. I'm sending love to you. Thank you for showing up as always. After midnight. Shit, I'm asleep at that time. Party. We got some festivals coming up in Chicago. Pretty Lights is coming to the Salt Shed. I'm super excited about that. Lil Wayne is playing this weekend at Radius. Lil Wayne. How cool is that? Yeah. Got some sales calls to make today. I got some appointments to go on. I'm super excited. And yeah, thank you all. Appreciate you. Love you for being here. And just make it the best day that you can. All right? We're going to see you again in 2 weeks.